What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 20 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Lord Skrolk Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the mutant has taken the Golden Tower and dealt another blow to the court of Libaras, with whom the war has begun in earnest. They are rather close to several of our locations now, especially that we're holding the Dragon Fang Mount, and more importantly than that, that we have the Confederation ability available with Tretch Craventail. Now, I was thinking about doing this between the episodes and just dealing with the admin, but frankly, by the looks of it, he doesn't actually hold that much territory, so it shouldn't in theory be all that much admin anyway. So I think I'll save the Confederation for right now, so that, well, so that we don't miss it. It feels like it's a momentous occasion whenever you get a Confederation. It doesn't quite feel right to do it off screen. Anyway, looks like we secured just the two provinces that Tretch holds, which is beneficial to us. And oh, he's actually alive. That is lovely. That is lovely indeed, and he has two of his special Richter Storm Vermin available to him as well. Just the two, mind you, but, well, it's better than nothing. We could have gotten none at all, in theory, after all. Now, Tretch, what do we have here? Oh, wow. This place is not developed at all. Okay, uncollect the income for now, and we're probably going to need to do the same thing here. Oh, actually, this place is looking pretty okay. It just needs a Taskmaster's platform. All right, go for the Taskmaster's platform. We'll go for the Expansionist planning. We'll upgrade these once that's up and running. We don't need the rubbish pit here. We do want to upgrade the stonemason's workshop, but afterwards, we will probably want defenses everywhere here. So we'll keep it relatively militaristic and build up a few defenses. And we'll deal with, well, whatever else afterwards. Tretch. Wait, is that a hero? That's two heroes. What do we have here? We have a chieftain with rat acrobatics with the melee attack bonus and the charge bonus, but when they're on their bone breakers, they have high melee attack in the first place and could use additional melee defense instead. You have silent executioner Arcling, eh? Okay, I'm kind of mad about you, so I think we're going to delete you. Though we may actually give some assassins to Tretch, but I'm just figure this out. Arcling, and do we have additional chieftain capacity for Tretch specifically? No, we do not. We're at 7 out of 7, so we could give him 1. I actually wanted to get him that devoted chief. It would actually be ideal to get him 2 devoted chiefs. What level are you? Would you be a big loss? You're level 5. Yeah, you know what? I think I'd rather lose you and then get the devoted chief instead. And if we can get a second devoted chief, that'll be the better pick. And then Tretchy. Let's see what the AI did to you. Oh my lord. Well, he has respected and feared, which is what he wants. But the rest of this is just a horrible waste, and he didn't get his unique line at all. Now, obviously, he does buff infantry, devastating flanker throughout the army as well, which is nice. Vanish gives us missile resistance for clan rats and storm vermin, campaign movement range speed for storm vermin. I mean, yeah, he likes a storm vermin, and we wanted a storm vermin army, and this will be that said storm vermin army. Wait, he doesn't actually reduce their upkeep in any way? Huh, that's a little bit surprising. Oh well. Alrighty, so Tretch, I fear that we'll need to replace you then. Let us... 8 turns? Really? Alright, fine. You have melee defense for Tretch... What? So we need to... Well, I'm just thinking, if we use Rickrook... I don't want to use him as a follower army. Well, we'll probably have to anyway. I can't believe he's wounded for 8 turns, but, well, what are you going to do? That's probably... His army's death is probably what led to this being a confederation. I would like to take a look at Toxer Ring Wrench, so we can use him to recruit some stuff, I think. Yeah, alright, so Tretch, here's what we'll do. Assuming that you have no recruitment reductions for... And I don't believe that you do. For Storm Vermin. We're going to reset all your skill points, and we'll deal with his items after. And we'll replace you with, for now, Toxer Ring Wrench. Like so. Toxer, you also need a reset, and you have no items to be really considerate of, but that's fine. We'll get rid of the Skaven Slave Slingers, because we're going to replace them with troops. Now, the troops to speak of... Okay, let's see if we can do this right. we will want... Oh, I wish the Death Runners weren't so expensive. I do want some Death Runners, and we can global recruit them. I would like to get Tretch's army up and running ASAP. Alright, let's see how much money we have. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. Wait, we can get 3, 4. Plus 1 in the form of the Rictus Storm Vermin. Plus the Council Guard will put us up to 17 out of 20. 18 out of 20 will be the Chieftain, and maybe 19 out of 20 if we use 2 Chieftains, and we'll need a Mage or 2. Now... Oh, and we'll probably want Assassins in here. This might be too much in the form of Halberdier Storm Vermin. We may get rid of a couple of them for the purpose of... more heroes. Yeah, I feel like Tretch's whole concept is a little bit. I mean, the Rictus is a warlord clan, so they are the Rictus produces the most storm vermin. But at the same time, the way that Tretch himself fights is a little bit backstabby and assassiny. So it does feel appropriate to get at least a few of these guys in here. And maybe we want to use the. Maybe we want to use the Eshin Sorcerers. I don't want to rely on Plague Priests in every army. They are fantastic, but they make too many battles trivial by virtue of their summons. It's just too useful. On the other hand, the Warlock Engineers would give us the ability to get the... they would give us the ability to get Death Frenzy, which is also great. But I'm thinking the Eshin units are better. Anyway, Assassins, I actually don't like any of you, so we will not build any one of you. You, Tretch, will wait, or, well, pseudo-Tretch will wait. Let's see what we got in terms of buildings here. Oh, what the heck happened here? Okay, this is terrible. Delete the Nest Nursery, delete the Rubbish Pits, go for the Expansionist Planning. We'll keep the Hidden Lair for now. Wait, why can we even build Assassins here? Oh, or even the tier 1 allows for the recruitment of them. Alright, that's fine. And I did delete the other assassin, but I guess he wasn't a good assassin anyway, so... Alright, Tretch, that's you. Now, we do have a little bit of money remaining, but let's see if we can't move and get a little bit more, because while we have no buildings to be building, I did want to build more Doomwheels. We aren't bankrupt yet, and we gotta get to being bankrupt, or else it just feels wrong. Shurft, I believe last episode I said you would attempt to try to fight Nakai. Let's see if he stays or if he goes. And valiant defeat indeed. Alright, we're not going to waste food on this, even though it could be useful. This is a pretty scary army. We do have to be wary of those Pterodon Riders, those Ripperdactyls, and those Cold One Spears. But we do have the Avalanche Mortars to rely upon. And of course we do have to be very wary of Nakai himself, but well, let's see what we can do. Shurft, go. Alrighty, here we go. Nakai the Wanderer has arrived, ready to show some spirit, because he's the spirit of the jungle. And we have Warp Lightning Cannons available in this army, so we're not nearly as afraid of his army as we once were. Also, ooh, I am loving this particular map. We got the, I don't know, the sort of ruddy color of the Badlands type terrain we got here. Very nice. Is this due to proximity to the Warpstone Desert, perhaps? I don't know, but I like the lighting and I like this map. Cathayan maps do have a tendency to look absolutely fantastic. Anyway, looks like our Warp Lightning Cannons are doing good. The Fire Leech Bolas, which are such a massive threat to any army, have lost about 2/3 of their units. Avalanche Mortars are firing on an approaching unit of Cold One Spear Riders. Although I don't know whether we'll be able to knock them out, we'll at least be able to knock a few of those Ripperdactyls from the sky with our Warp Lightnings. That's got to be a heck of a gauntlet, those brave skinks attempting to reach our lines under fire from so many. deadly weapons, and it does look like most of the Ripperactyls have dropped out of the sky, but a few do manage to land and force a few of our own units to hit our own units. That's alright though, not so many. A unit of Cold One Spear Riders attempts to make their way forward as well, but their charge is blocked by the summons of clan rats, and then they immediately get obliterated by the Death Globes and Poison Wind Globadiers as well. Look at all those globes have fallen down. Down go the Feral Cold Ones. And by the looks of it, we're nearly ready to drop a Basti with Reviv Crystal as well. I really want to get one of these in my Imric campaign, or at least several of these in the Imric campaign. They're just such a great unit to have. But that just generally is the case for units that provide any kind of healing. Anyway, with that one down, our Warp Lightnings can switch to the next unit, which is another Basti with Reviv Crystal. We certainly don't want those things alive and ready to heal Nakai while he fights. Looks like the enemy has a Lore of the Heaven Skink Priest on the field, getting a Comet of Cassandora within our lines, but only on the summoned clan rats, so not as relevant as the enemy would have probably liked. We are still able to maintain the line of summoned units in front of our Poison Winds. Looks like the Death Globes and the Poison Wind Globadiers will be focusing the Basti now that the Warp Lightnings can no longer hit it here, I believe. But that's alright, because they're more than capable of bringing the big boy down. Nakai has finally made it into the fray, getting hit by a few globes as well as a couple of Warp Lightning hits. But he's only wading into the fray and fighting summoned clan rats. And the same goes for the Sacred Croxagors that are with him, though these guys, I believe, will be taking a lot more damage a lot faster than Nakai himself. Looks like the Sacred Croxagors are by and large destroyed. And by the looks of it, Nakai's army is pretty much done for as well. He does still have that Skink Priest of Heavens and a Steg firing away, but Nakai himself is surrounded by piles of rats, and we can simply drown him in the blood of our own clan rats as we hit both him and our own units alike. And just keep summoning units to replace them. You gotta love Vermintide. There we go, can't even see Nakai within all of those death and poison globes, and by the looks of it, he's down to about 20% of his HP. A couple more hits, though we may not see him actually die within all of that. But die he will. And by the looks of it, Nakai is unbreakable now, as he is still fighting. Avalanche Mortars also come down, and hey, we actually do see him drop. The Avalanche Mortars just really wanted to make sure that they cleared the several hundred remaining clan rats, as there just wasn't quite enough friendly fire. Anyway, Nakai's army will not, I believe, be destroyed, or maybe it will, I'm not entirely sure, but we may as well knock out whatever other units we can reach. The mortars aren't going to be particularly effective at this, but the Warp Lightning cannons have knocked down several Basties, and another Steg is certainly not going to make any kind of difference to them. A couple more shots. And there we go, one more, okay, actually several more hits from those Warp Lightnings right into that Howdah, and the Steg will drop. I do wish that, you know, several types of units, like the, like Stegs and units with Howdahs, had a sort of, like, element to where they partially break apart. Like, lords should eventually get off their mounts, like the mount is killed and then the lord will be able to continue fighting on foot. That way you could see the animations of lords even without their mounts, and especially certain lords whose animations are completely wasted when they're mounted. Similarly, I think that units with Howdahs like this should have, when they reach, I don't know, like 30% of their HP or whatever, should have the Howdah be destroyed and collapse off of the unit, losing all their their range capabilities, but obviously the beastie can keep on fighting. And other sort of similar things like breakable elements of Necrofex Colossi or constructs, for example. But anyway, I digress. Just a feature that'll probably never make it into the game, but would be really cool, and hey, who knows, maybe the next Total War will have something along those lines. Alright, there we go. Honestly, that went better than I thought it was going to go. I thought that we'd struggle a little bit more, but the various poison wind units certainly were able to hold their own. The warp lightning cannons were really helpful as well, and in fact out-damaged everything else in the army, including the plague claws and even the avalanche mortars, as all of those single entities and flyers lent themselves well to allowing the warp lightnings to do their thing. Very nice. We'll sell off. Shrift will get the Nakai defeat trait, which is kind of useless on him, but, well. And with that, Spirit of the Jungle is destroyed, so sadly we won't be able to get that defeat trait on anybody else. But what can you do? Anyway, well done, Shrift. We'll reward you with some channeling, and we'll, I guess, send you... Well, to keep menacing Cathay, I guess we'll maybe have a little bit of an artillery contest against Balthazar Gelt. Move out this way. It doesn't look like Fuchsia will fall, so we will probably not be able to get it for ourselves, but, well, all good. Once again, we don't really need the additional territory at this point in time. We just need strong allies, and we can hopefully use undercities under our allies' territories. Now, Recruiter Clutch, we may very well recruit with you. In fact, that's the only thing we could possibly do. So, let me just see here. How many Doomwheels and Doomflayers can we build? Now, we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... And, do we actually need to build them here? Well, I guess we do if we want to transfer the Doom Wheels anyway. Alright, that's fine. And build... You know what? Go 1 short in terms of Doom Flayers and build 5. Well, actually, 7 and 6 maybe? You know what? More Doom Wheels is better. Ooh, I just realized we need to get Ikit Doom Wheels as well. Most likely we won't be able to do this in one sort of turn sort of deal, so we'll build more Doom Flayers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's say 7. And then once they're done, we will still have the dominating scheme, and we'll build 6 Doom Wheels for the Doomwheel army, and a couple more for Ikit Claw. Yeah. And do we have access to... No, we don't. Gotta wait for that outpost to be completed, and then hopefully that will give us access to pump wagons. I assume he will have a pump wagon building somewhere, right? For a Grom the Paunch not to be able to build pump wagons would be... Doesn't he have a special building in the Massive Orcal that allows him to build pump wagons anyway? We got trolls, we got... Now, does he actually not have a pump wagon building anywhere? I'm getting concerned here. Shaman... I thought it was the engineering building. Yeah, I don't see it. Grommy. He doesn't have an engineer. Really? That's the only reason I wanted to ally with you. I don't care about anything else you have. Huh. I guess we could just hope that he builds one, because it would be stupid if he did not. Really, Grom the Paunch of all greenskins doesn't have pump wagons. Well, what can you do? Also, we do have vision of you. You know what, let's get a little bit of an alliance going with the Coronate faction. There we go, and now we have at least nearly an alliance with every one of the Chaos Gods. Now, granted, they're not going to be super fond of each other, but we'll see. If one of them stands out as being disliked by everybody else, then we'll just cancel the agreements with them. And frankly, it's more likely than not to be Scarbrand out of anybody, but once again, we'll see. Anyway, this we will not be piecing out with. Frankly, it would have been nice if Morgar didn't randomly declare war on us, but we could go straight into non-aggression pact with him if we wanted to. He does have a building, which means we would be able to get access to his units. Do we want anything from the Beastman roster? The thing is, we can't build the cool stuff from the Beastman roster, so we can't build the Jabberslights or the Gorgons or anything like that. Harpies wouldn't be useful. Razor Gores are quite nice, though. And we could, in theory, use the Razor Gores in place of the pump wagons for at least some time. They do cause bleed and are generally quite annoying, at least until we can replace them. Maybe. I mean, he does have a nice defeat trait on the one hand. On the other hand, do we really care about him? I guess the question is, how do the others nearby feel about Morgar? Frankly, they don't seem to care about him at all. No negatives. At least no real negatives and no positives. Yeah, alright, you know what, Morgar, fine. We'll let you live, buddy. Non-aggression pact. You can't trade, but maybe eventually we'll be able to go into a defensive alliance with you and access some of your units. He would be super easy to wipe out as well. Oh, okay, no, I was about to say, we couldn't build an outpost anyway, but we can because he doesn't have any allies. Peace out. That's fine. And he is able to trade. Not quite yet, but he'll like us more shortly. Anyway, that looks good to me. And just as long as nobody's hating on us for allying with him, and it does seem that our star is rising with many other factions. Alrighty, good. Skip this. Building upgrades, outpost damage, buildings, undercity upgrade. No. At least not here. It's not worth it. Honestly, frankly, this is consuming 4 food at the cost of 300 gold per turn. It does not feel like it's worth it. The city of Quintex just doesn't generate enough money, and the AI generally doesn't generate enough money. I think I'd rather get the money back and get the 4 food per turn rather than the 300 gold. And maybe we'll replace that with another food building. Anyway, Undercity, outpost upgrade available. Oh, did we get any new Undercities from Tretch? We did. We got one here and we got one here. Oh. I guess the question will we be in a fight with these guys? They have the Thieves' Hidey Holes. We'll replace those with the food building. And, oh, I didn't realize we had Darkhold here. Wait, what? Is that the Undercity? No, Darkhold is our territory. We just hold 1-0. Huh. If we give these guys Darkhold, I wonder if they'd be willing to be friends with us. They don't like Clan Moors over much, just out of curiosity. Yeah, we could go for the defensive lines. They do like Kugath. I don't really care about the other factions. This may not be the worst idea. Maybe. We do this, we can't... I would like to get access to trains, that's the thing. I feel like it might be worth it. Darkhold is the only territory here. It would also allow us to keep the Undercity, which means these buildings would be useless, but we could build other buildings here. I kind of like this. And we won't have to fight them. Alright, fine. You can have Darkhold then. I'm just double checking that we have full provinces here, and we do indeed. Alright, Darkhold. Darkhold for you, we'll go for Defensive Alliance, and we will ask for your money. You know what, if you could join our war against somebody, like Karakadrin, for example. You cannot, because you're a coward. Who are you even fighting? Goldtooth, Caravan of Blue Roses, and Grimgore's Hard Boys. Oh, you're probably gonna have a tough time against Grimgore. Karazakarak? No. Basically, I wanted them to declare war on somebody that Clan Moors was fighting, because then, well, obviously, that would endear them to Clan Moors. But oh well. Do those defensive alliance. Alright. Alright, and that will hopefully enable us to build an outpost in Black Fortress. Alright, no train access yet. The Bull Centaur renders, though. We could get flyers, and, well, actually, Infernal Guard with fire glaives and possibly blunderbusses could potentially... Oh. No, we wouldn't want to delete that. Ruins End, I guess? Or the Sentinels. Let's go for the Sentinels. Alright, good enough. And I guess that means we don't need either of these structures here, since we won't be fighting them. What do we have here? Tier 5s? Huh, that's a 6,000 gold if we want to get rid of this stuff. It is an increase in the power of sacking, but I'd frankly rather the Undercity spread to the other Chaos Dwarves. Now, how does Clan Moors feel about this? Alright, they're not super happy about... Oh, well, there's also the Confederation debuff, but because we have the dominating scheme, it is counteracting it to some degree. I think we're okay. Also, did that give us any additional vision? No, it doesn't look like it. Alright, I believe we're ready to end the turn now. Go. Hopefully that'll mean access to a few good things. What do you want? Let us join war against Attain. We will do so, but not right now. We busy. We got other things to do. Frankly, kind of all over the place, but not in a bad way. We also need to pay attention to what territories we need to take for our victory condition. As with the interest waning in the campaign, obviously we need to start heading towards actual victory, rather than just kind of screwing around building our empire, which is kind of what I do. Doesn't necessarily need any particular goal. Oh, right, there's Torellosaur. They had an army down here. We should probably move another army to intercept them. What do we have here? Copy the symbols? Yes, more research rate. And rocket boots, but I'm not spending 3,000 gold on that. Kill them all. Alright, ally begins outpost construction. Ally mission aborted because somebody got destroyed, presumably. Constructor for Ikit. Cypresslick is returned. Grami, I believe, is chasing around Durthu. But that's not super relevant to us, or at least we don't really care. We really need to get rid of this camp and just, I guess, these ogres in general. Yes, there was a Torellosaur army out here. I think we should move to intercept. Meaning, I guess Nivaventer is the one to do so. Go right here to where you are not suffering attrition. Keep the scout here. I noticed that Arcan's main stack has got... Ooh. Meshach the Bloody might attack us. Well, we'll see. Move here. I do not know where Arcan's army is, but I would like to find out. He can't have lost it, right? How strong is he right now? No, I don't think he's lost it, because he used to want to peace out, but now he does not, and we certainly did not get weaker. If anything, we got considerably stronger. Well, interesting. But anyway, Skrolk, let's start with you. Let's do this in order once again. You, sir... I mean, we could grab Carrick Ziflin and then jump to Carrick Asgaraz. Can't get Helmgard, unfortunately. I say unfortunately because the fortresses are actually reasonably useful to the Skaven due to the exploitative planning that they have. These guys might attack us, however. But nonetheless, Skrolk, go to Carrick Ziflin. We'll trade it to the orcs while healing. And see where we can jump from here. Colonize. Lovely. And just build a military structure for them here. Ikit, you need to at least temporarily head to Athelorn. I mean, go to Paravon. In order to actually attack the place. But also defend from it for when we declare war on them. Which feels like the thing to do. Paravon, you can get the nest layer upgraded. Okay, you know what, we'll take a look at the building afterwards. Or, in fact, since we'll probably run out of time before we get there, I will probably do that between the episodes. Nivaventer, you are healing here, but very, very little. So I think we have to go to our own sea in order to heal properly. So, Ian, go back there. We will probably go here or to the ogres with one of you, but we need to keep an eye on all of these guys. I'm 90% sure we're going to send them to deal with the Empire there first. Alright. Vermit, you're fine where you are. The Mutant. Now, you are in range of Thorek if you want to fight him. I'm a little bit concerned. Oh, these guys are going to start taking territory up here. Is that a bad thing? Do we care? I don't know. Alright, well, while we are very much running out of time, we probably have time to fight a quick fight, and that quick fight shall be Thorek, just because we can. I don't think we need to level. I believe this guy can't reach the Golden Tower because we don't actually want to lose it. Oh, I should have built stuff before. Oh, whatever. Well, damn. Man, I'm not having great luck with the ambush stances in this particular campaign. Oh well. What do we have at Orion's camp? Basically nothing. You could occupy it. Well, in fact, that'll at least prevent you from taking attrition here, so yes. Auto-resolve? Oh, don't you screw us on this game. Ah, don't you do it. Okay, now we're good. Oh, that was nerve-wracking. Elude and occupy. I could just erase it, but just loot and occupy it. Don't collect the income, and... delete the rubbish pit, and then switch you immediately to food generation. Or actually, you know what? Briefly switch you to expansion planning, upgrade it to tier 2, and then switch to food generation. Frankly, there's a solid likelihood, the 99% likelihood that the place will be destroyed, but nonetheless. Either way, we're throwing the mutant in the deep end, and, well, that's where he likes it. You, sir. Can you bypass the attrition? I guess you go right to the edge of the Galleon's graveyard right here. Wait, is there another island? No. Go right to the edge of the Galleon's graveyard right here. Yes. Did you really not use the port? Okay. And we... looks like Lothern will probably fall. Hopefully... If they take it, do they find the Undercity automatically? Or... I guess we'll find out. Also, how about that alliance? No, not yet. We should take a look at a few of the other factions, though, since we're in a new turn. I'm very close to defensive alliance with the Decadent Host, which ain't too bad. Seducers of Slaanesh are willing to go for military alliance. Yeah, I like it. Why not? Easier access to some of their units. Alright, and more friendliness with other factions. Decadent Host, how much money do you want for this? 3.5k, it's not so bad. We could also just declare war on Eataine and they do it for you. Do they have any concerning armies nearby? Alistar, the White Lion, is near to Bordelot. And we can't afford to lose Bordelot. Maybe we just transfer them the territory, or we just do it for money then. I think it'll still be worth our time, because these guys are friends with everybody else, and... us being friends with them. Oh, will also give us a ton of vision, which might mean more factions to potentially ally with. Let's see what we got here. Alright, trade agreements are now available, both with the Settled Torture, who does not like our treaties with the Fekonites or the Ecstatic Legion, whatever, and the Warherd of the Shadow gave. The Bloody Hands, we will probably destroy because they hold a few territories that are part of our victory objective. And in fact, we should send an army up there. We should send an army up there to take it from them. We'll trade with the Warherd of the Shadow gave. No defensive alliance as yet, but working on it. Trade is trade after all, and we'll do the same with the Settled Torture. How do the Dark Elves feel about them? Well, Malice likes them. I was wondering whether we should... We're not giving you 5k for a non-aggression pact, let's just do the trade agreement. Alright, good enough for now. More money per turn to fix our money situation, because next turn we'll complete our recruitment and we'll drop down significantly. Gotta try to get to that 13th scheme fast as we can, because we're damn well gonna need it. Anyway, Vermich's good metastone. You... I mean, I was gonna send you here, but I don't think Kugath is struggling against these guys all that much. Maybe we're better off sending you here to deal with Khalida, so that we don't have somebody behind us. I was originally gonna have you deal with Cathay, but this might actually be a better use of your time, and at least this way you're away from those darn Nurglite plagues. Head to Bitter Bay briefly. Oh, speaking of Bitter Bay. Rebuild the Slave Wharf, please, and explore the island and auto-resolve it real quick. And take the... take the money. Alright, income from post-battle loot, and damn. No materials at sea or anything. I mean, we already have materials at sea, but whatever. Go here. We should heal here, right? Yes, indeed, and we'll heal pretty much to full. There's another island on the way to Khalida. Maybe we can sneakily take Lamia, and the province is pretty nice as well. And that'll allow us to link up with Clan Moors at the same time as destroy Thorek from two sides. Tactically, probably the better option than babysitting Kugath. Sorry, Kugath. But you can deal with your own problems, at least for a time. At least until it seems like he might get wiped out. Let's have you underway stance out here. You've got places to be, my friend. And Toxer, I was gonna have you grab Wily Village and trade it to our Russian friends. Get a little bit of that relationship going. And I think we're still gonna do it with you. Colonize. Just because they're not taking it themselves. And we can make it worth more with a, and with the clan pit or whatever. Barracks. Castle Bastan. I was going to trade you to these guys for stuff. Alright, I don't remember what I was going to trade them for, where it was, but I suppose it doesn't really matter, because we're basically out of time, and I think I'm going to call the episode here. There is building admin to do, and heroes to be moved, but that's not particularly interesting, so I'll do it off screen, and when we come back, we can end the turn and get back to good old-fashioned rat action. Stay tuned for more rats, don't forget to leave those likes and comments below. All glory to the algorithm, and thanks for watching.